Hi, everybody. I'm Nadia Hatta, and I'm so excited for you guys to see my new movie, A Winning Team, where I play Emily. Okay, before I get started, I have a very special message from my teammate and wonderful co star, the special Christopher Palaha, who, well, he wished he could be here. He unfortunately couldn't join us today, so I'm all by myself, but he has some beautiful words to share with everybody, so let's take a listen.
Hi everyone. Hi Nadia. I'm so sorry that I can't be there with you guys live today. I hate that I'm missing out on that, but I am extremely excited for you all to watch A Winning Team airing March 18th at 8/7 Central, only on the Hallmark Channel. I can't wait for you guys to see this movie. Already people are talking. I'm looking at myself right now, and I look like a madman dashing through the highways of America. But if you like my hair now, wait till you see it in A Winning Team. Ian is rocking a very interesting cut, which was my choice, and it's already gathered a lot of excitement from people who've seen little previews. Nadia, you crushed it in this movie. You're so much fun to watch, and it's funny, and it's full of heart, and it's sort of I think really timely with Ted Lasso coming out and soccer and the World Cup and all of the things that people love right now. So I think you're gonna love it. Let us know by hashtagging A Winning Team on March 18th. That's this Saturday night. Bye, guys.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Chris. You're so sweet. I loved that video. Chris, it was wonderful what we did together. So everybody, as you can see, he's really excited. Well, both of us are really excited for you guys to watch A Winning Team. But first, we have a couple of questions from the Hallmark Channel sent my way so that I have to answer. All right, let's get started. First question is, in A Winning Team, my character Emily is a professional soccer player who finds herself on a break from playing. Can I share more about my character and how she ends up in Silver Pines? Oh, okay. So, as you know, Emily, who I play, I'm a very professional soccer player, but my personality is a little hard and all about winning. And because I've lost my best friend, my grief has overtaken me. And instead of dealing with my grief, I've ended up becoming even more competitive and less of a team player. And as you know, soccer is a team sport. So without being a team player, you can't really play the sport, and thus the bump. And of course, when one thing happens, everything kind of tumbles down. And my beautiful family calls me from Silver Pines, where I grew up, to say, hey, come back home. Let us give you some love. And that is how I end up back in Silver Pines. All right. So, next question. While Emily is in town, she meets soccer coach Ian during a pickup game. Oh my gosh. Tell us more about their first encounter. This is probably why Christopher Palaha didn't come. Guess what I did to him on the first day of shooting, which is when I first meet Ian. All right. So obviously I'm on a break from soccer, but not really. I end up seeing Ian playing soccer with a bunch of guys, and my competitive edge comes out, and I just got to win. I got to score. So I asked to play the game, and, I think he's a handsome guy, but I don't care about that. All I care about is winning. And in winning and scoring, I might have put him on crutches. So that's our meet cute. Very romantic. Which is probably why Christopher's like, I ain't coming to visit you today. All right. Third question. Despite Emily and Ian's differences, they agree to co-coach their niece's soccer team. How do they learn to work together on and off the field? So my niece is Ava, played by Nikki Garcia, and I have a super soft spot for my niece in the movie. And, my best friend, just a little nugget of, I know I shouldn't be telling you guys all these spoilers, but my best friend was married to my brother. And so my niece, Ava, is actually a product of love from my brother and my best friend. And because my best friend has passed away, I feel a lot of love for Ava and a sort of responsibility. And, you know, Ava begs me, please get along with a coach. And I just can't say no to her. So I decide to swallow my ego and say, hey, Ian, you know what? We got to do this for the team, for the kids, for Ava. We got to learn to work together. And also, obviously, even though I'm hard, and I'm really good at soccer and all of that, but I have a vulnerability and I'm afraid of heights. So Ian actually holds my hand through something that is very vulnerable, to Emily, me. And in the end, when you share something through vulnerability, there's a big bond. Anyway, more on that later. Okay, next question. Emily really cares about her family, but her own grief has kept her away. How does spending more time with her niece Ava impact her? Yeah, I really love this movie because this relationship with Ava is just so beautiful. Emily and Ava together, obviously it's an aunt and niece relationship, but there's so many other layers of it. There's mentorship and menteeship. Ava becomes a soccer player because of her love and respect for her mother and her aunt Emily. As you'll see in the game, she's got the number 8 just like Emily does. And but Emily just couldn't deal with her grief, and I can relate to that. Sometimes instead of actually going towards the grief and crying and being vulnerable, you want to go away from it and just hide and pretend you're strong and you've gotten over it. But Ava seems to be the adult in this relationship. On and off the set, everybody, on and off the set, because I have to say that Nikki Garcia is like a little grown up. And Ava tells her that, I need you. I need you to be an adult. I need you to be real. I need you to be here. And you haven't been here, in so many words. And by Ava allowing herself to be vulnerable, Emily realizes, she is the adult here and she is needed. So she also has to swallow her hardness and soften up. And so spending time with her family gives her a softer edge and allows her to open her heart and thus love herself more and also fall in love. Number 5, my character has some impressive soccer moves. Did I ever play soccer before landing this role, and how many hours did I have to practice? Okay. So actually, I used to play soccer when I was, Ava's age. I was playing semi-professional around Asia, and I really wanted to become a professional soccer player and play in the World Cup. In fact, my dad and I grew up watching the World Cup together, and that was my thing. We'd stay up all night watching all kinds of games, cheering it on. And my dream was to play in the World Cup. But for some reason, I had to choose between soccer and acting. And even though I was hardcore an athlete, I ended up choosing acting. So I thought I would never get to play soccer in my entire life, like professionally. So for me to actually get to play Emily, who is a professional soccer player, not just a soccer player, but like a World Cup champion soccer player, is literally a dream come true for me. And probably for a lot of women out there, And I mean, how many soccer women professional athletes are there out there being like their stories are not being told. So just amazing. And how many hours did I have to practice? Oh gosh, like before or after. So before it was like real training. So the difference the difference is before, when I was a teenager, is I played a goalkeeper. So the training's a little bit different. I did have to sprint with the rest of the team, but there was a lot of backward sprints, backward shuffles, ground stuff, jumps and leaps and all of that. And that was I'm not very tall, but I can leap. And you have to be very fast. You got to, come and grab the ball. So that's a different kind of training. Now, Emily is a striker, which is almost the opposite, basically. So you are basically trying to score. You got to be running. You got to be going against. You got to be stealing the ball. You got to be aggressive. And I had to condition myself to run. I have to say, we played with real professional soccer players in the movie, and they are real professional soccer players, my friends, and they are conditioned. And we played in a real field. Okay. We we shot in the BC Stadium, which is historic. Okay. And it's like huge. And when you're shooting a movie, you're not just playing a game, you are shooting it on and off again and again. And I had to condition myself to sprint, run, and I had maybe 3 weeks to train for this movie. And I didn't really work on dribbling or all of that kind of stuff. What I really wanted to work on was my leg strength and the power, to be able to be explosive, to run, stop, and to sprint. So I did a lot of leg presses and a lot of squats, like heavy, taking on all those weights. You can see my soccer legs, and to be able to run for a long time without collapsing, because that would be bad if I'm a professional soccer player. And let me tell you, there's a new appreciation for professional soccer players because, oh my gosh, after that scene, when I'm playing the championship game, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real thing. Glad I became an actress. All right, so next, Emily's goal is to always win at everything. And Ian believes having fun is what's important. What qualities do I like about each character? That's a really great question. I think both is important for a balanced person. It's important to be ambitious, to know what you want, and to fight for what you want, and to have a winning attitude when you're going into things because, when you do things, you want to win, right? And to have that attitude is what's going to get you further than what you thought you could be at. But at the same time, we might not win everything we do. We might not always win it. As an actress, you're not always winning every role that you want, right? But to be able to gracefully take, the second place, third place, or not even any place, to gracefully accept that and say, hey, that's okay, because I enjoyed it. And that's all that matters, right? It's like making this movie. I feel like it's important to want to do it well, and it's important to condition your legs and do it as real as possible, but to also enjoy the process of making the movie itself. So I would say they both are a really great balance for each other, and in one human being it's good to have both. You have to have the hard edges, but you got to have the soft edges, so that there's like a long-term happiness involved. All right, number 7, Emily and Ian join in on some fun team building activities, from participating in a ropes course to competing in a 3-legged race with Ian. What is a favorite scene I can't wait for viewers to see? Oh my gosh. My friends, I have to say that when we filmed this movie, it was really cold and the grounds were really like frozen. They were frozen ice, like slippery. And that 3-legged race, we were doing it. We were like, oh my gosh, it's going to snow. We better hurry. We better do this. But that was so fun. I have to say that was my favorite scene because one of my favorite scenes, not my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes, because that's a team building exercise. Like you'll see the rope binds us. Okay, let's be real for a second. Chris is twice my height. Okay. I know you guys can give me heels, but he's still twice my height. So his long legs is literally the length of my height. But we have to like run as if we're sharing a leg. How? When my leg is half his legs. Anyway, so you have to have a rhythm, you have to have synchronicity, you have to have synergy in order to make that third leg work together. And that was really fun because we rolled on the ground, and he's also basically twice, maybe 3 times my weight. And I had to carry his entire body and roll it on the ground, but that was so fun. We started laughing, Chris started laughing. Everybody was laughing because we were just like, what are we doing right now? Is this soccer? But it's exercises like this and, funny moments like this that really bring people together. So I'm really excited for you guys to watch. I'm actually excited to watch that part. For the ropes course, the truth is, I'm actually really afraid of heights. I'm more of a sea girl, and I like, diving into the depths of the sea, but I really like I was like, "Why you guys literally wrote this movie for me?" Like basically from the beginning to the end. Like you knew that I was afraid of heights, so you decided to add a ropes course into it because it wasn't enough that I'm doing soccer. But that was fun because I actually had to overcome my fear in those scenes. So when we did the ropes course, it was wet, it was rainy, it was cold. Um, and I was like, oh my gosh, do we really have to shoot this in a real way? Yes, we did. And I had to climb through over and over again and get over my fear of heights, which I did through this movie. So I'm very grateful for that. All right. Number 8, my favorite number. This is my first Hallmark movie, and I get to work with the wonderful Christopher Palaha. Can I share what it was like working with him and the rest of the cast? Yes, I'm so grateful that this is my first Hallmark movie. And what a beautiful gift it was to be able to play literally my dream come true role. And the entire team was a dream team, was a winning team. And I know I'm very cheesy. I mean, obviously, this is his 13th movie, 13th Hallmark movie. And so he's done this, and he knows he's professional, he's a veteran, he knows. And so for me to be able to play this movie with somebody this experienced and professional and fun, honestly, like I'm very lucky and blessed. And we got along, we had a lot of fun. And I mean, granted, he has to like, look down all the time for for his poor neck because I'm like, hey, what's up out there? But we had a lot of fun. And the rest of the cast was a lot of fun. I had great chemistry with the people who played my family, Nikki Garcia, who played Ava, and Rogi Yu, who played my brother Brandon. And the chemistry was just there. The family chemistry was so organic that we didn't even have to really rehearse. Like we just went on and we shot all of our scenes real fast. We even improv, and even till to this day, we're actually family offset. So we actually hang out. Like Nikki and I became friends afterwards, um, as well as Rogi, and so that was really fun and organic. And I have to say, I every day I'd wake up and look forward to, even though it was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I look forward to going on set and working with everybody. From the makeup to hair to the camera, and having that chemistry and the bond is really what pushes you through to having these long working hours when the weather is super cold, and it's snowing and you've got all these things going on. You have all these lines, you have all these, there's a lot of stuff and it can easily get tense. But when you have a really great team of cast and crew, it just makes everything go smoother and happier. So it was just I was very blessed to have this as my first Hallmark movie experience. Um, Number 9, Emily and Ian are both passionate about soccer. Do I have a favorite sport I like to play? So soccer did used to be my favorite sport. And basketball, I liked basketball, but probably second to soccer. And I like a lot of sports, actually. I like MMA, I like ice skating, I like snowboarding, I like all kinds of sports, but I would have to say soccer really is all my ultimate, my lifetime favorite sport. There's nothing I like more than just taking a ball and just kicking it, scoring and playing. It's just so fun. Okay, so I just want to share this really cool thing with you guys. Dun 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 dun. As you know, my World Cup team in the movie as Emily is the Chicago Premiers. Oh, I wish I had extras so that I could do giveaways to all our fans. I just want to share a little thing that happened. This is my jersey for the World Cup. Um, as you know, Emily Chen. Chen is my last name in the movie, and I'm number 8. And the producers did something very sweet for me. And if you can notice in the movie when it comes out and premiering this Saturday, March 18th, 8/7 Central Time, plug in there. You guys, if you look at the soccer parts, if you can maybe catch that one player that is wearing my jersey of my last name as Nadia Hatta, It was a really nice surprise. She's number 12. I have no idea actually who really played it, but I found out while we were filming in the BC Stadium. And when I saw that, I cried because I was like, wow, that is the sweetest thing ever. And Ryan, the producer, said, you know what? That was, well, he was like trying to get me to look at the jersey, but I was so busy filming that I didn't really notice much else. So I was like noticing the camera and everything. And he was just kind of going like this. And I was like, I don't know, what is he doing? Like, what is he doing over there? And finally I was like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing right now? I'm like trying to film this. And he was like, and then I saw this jersey hanging there in the women's locker room. And I was like, OMG. And it was my name. And he was like, I can't believe you did not notice that there is a Hatta running around in the field with you. I'm like, I'm shooting a movie. Why would I? I was like, holy moly, that is the sweetest thing. And I cried. And, you know, it's like these little small things that really make the movie just so great for me. And another thing that I'd like to share is you'll notice that Ava calls me Gugu. So Gugu isn't like Gugu Gaga, but like Gugu really means auntie in Chinese. And, you know, we decided on that. We were like, in reality, that's what we would do. Like my niece would call me Gugu. So we decided to keep that. And it's just beautiful. And to this day, she still calls me Gugu, even though I'm not really her auntie. But okay, that was all the questions. I hope that answered some people's questions. I'll probably be like answering more through other interviews and also on my Twitter, which I am trying to be better at. Okay, the next is our rapid fire game. To wrap up our live chat, I'm going to play the rapid fire game of this or that inspired by a winning team. Okay, are you guys ready for this? Okay, I'm going to get my paper ready. Bum, 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 bum. You guys can feel free to also answer, okay? Dun dun. Play a game of soccer or foosball. Obviously soccer, because it's a real thing. No offense to the foosball players. Okay. Hot wings or popcorn? Obviously popcorn, because I don't eat meat. Donuts or pancakes? Obviously pancakes, they're fluffy and you get to put blueberries and maple syrup, and I'm Canadian. Obstacle course or three-legged race? Okay, this one is really actually very hard. It depends what the obstacle course is. Don't you guys agree? Three-legged race if that person's cute. Good answer. All right. Go to a play or be in a play? Ooh, both, you know, for me. If it's a really good play, I'd love to be in the play. And if it's also a really amazing play, I'd love to sit there and just absorb the great performance. Trivia night or pine car derby? Definitely trivia night. What about you guys? Please answer below in this rapid fire game. Oh my gosh, this was really fun. Thank you so much for listening to me go on and on and on and on. I wish I could sing a song for you guys. Maybe I will. Thank you so much for joining me, and I can't wait for everybody to watch the premiere of our new movie, A Winning Team. Tune in on Saturday, March 18th on 8/7 Central, only on Hallmark Channel. I'll do the hands, the jazz hands. Okay, you guys, you got to tweet along while you're watching using hashtag A Winning Team, because I'm going to be live tweeting as I'm watching. Yes, my friend is throwing me a premiere party, and I'm going to be watching with the director. I'm going to be watching with some of the cast, and we are going to be tweeting along, you know, and sharing some backstage tidbits and secrets. All right. Thank you for supporting this movie, and I hope you guys love it. Chris and I are very excited to share this movie with you. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. Get some popcorn. All right. I'm Nadia Hatta, and I'm playing Emily on A Winning Team. Hashtag A Winning Team. See you there.